Give it a gospel, young mom. Seriously. And my Irish mother was sitting in the second pew. She stood up and said, he can say what he wants. And I'll go into that. I was celebrating Mass, and my mother was in the front pew and she was waving her hand like this. Well, I couldn't ignore her. People didn't know it was my mother. They were saying, well, this is old lady. She's waving her hand. So I said, yes, you're preaching just too long. Everybody in the church laughed. Anyway, today's gospel, like every gospel, what makes us different, particularly in our Catholic tradition, is we do not try to interpret Scripture, but we let Scripture interpret us, which is totally different. We look at the sun. We don't try to figure out the sun. We allow the rays of the sun to penetrate us and touch us. What we have to begin to realize is that our loving God is continually contacting us. He's contacting us now through the falling of the rain, through all the beauty of nature, everything around us, even the barking of the dog. Our loving God is saying, I am here with you, and I will never abandon you. And in today's gospel, our Lord God, what he's saying is, listen, just kind of look like, don't try so much to see what I'm trying, just kind of accept life as it is. Many years, it's not many years ago, but quite a few I guess now, I was working for a short time in Toronto. And I was part of a group that would go to the latest place where there was violence. And one day we traveled a light and we finally got to a town called Conde Barrow. When I got there, you could smell the smoke that there was definitely an attack. And we got to the church, and the only people in the church were women and children. And they brought me to one woman who was holding her little child. And they said, you see that woman there? They cut the throat of the little children yesterday. And I went up to the woman and I said, Signora. And she said, Padre, se pueden controlar todos los flores, pero nunca destruir la primavera. They can cut down all the flowers, Father, but they can never destroy the springtime. I said, Signora, what do you mean by that? She said, Padre, my faith. I said, what can I do for you? Father, you're a Santa Misa, we need a Mass. The next day we were at Mass in this barn. In very ways, it was very similar to this in some ways. And she had to put up some little banners and everything. That poor woman would be killed because there would be an attack during that Mass. And wherever I go, I carry her picture. And sometimes things can get kind of down. And I remember her words, they cannot destroy the springtime. And my good friends, my fellow missionaries, we got to believe that we are now experiencing a springtime. We are Easter people. Really, truthfully, our loving God is with us. And we should wake up every day with 1,000 reasons for living. We should be able to stand on our own 2 feet and see the world as it truly is. All that's good, all that's evil, all that's beautiful, all that's ugly, and say, Lord, you took care of me yesterday, you'll take care of me today, and you'll take care of me tomorrow. And that is what our Lord wants of each and every one of you. He doesn't need you to be walking around real pious. That may be part of it, and that's nice, but you don't have to be that way. All you have to believe is that every space is sacred. You know what was good about COVID? It taught us that there is space outside the church. That where we are right now is very sacred. You sit with this wonderful white throne. That's sacred. When you're home, sitting in your family, or watching my good friend, with her wonderful children, that's very sacred. And all of us are. And that's where we really have to believe. We have to take everything personally. So we get up in the morning, we see a sunset, we take it personally. One of the great Christian philosopher said, you put a flower in your hand, it cannot be an atheist. If you look at life around here, this beautiful, wonderful home, it's not the stone or the making of this beautiful home. You know what makes this home is Umberto and Miriam. They make this home. They give it apart. And that's what we have to remember. Wherever we go, it could be a sacred encounter if we really live the Eucharist. And that means it shatters all categories. I don't care if this guy is Catholic, Hindu, Buddhist. I don't care if he's whatever persuasion or ideology. At that very moment, he's the visible Jesus in my life. And that's what I really want to do today. To have that spirit that somehow there's a springtime and we can see goodness and beauty in everything. I just want to ask my good friend, my colleague Douglas, to say a few words. Yeah, the gospel. I apologize. Douglas is on.
Here he goes.
So he may not know too much. No,
I'm sure there's a conversation somewhere.
Speak loud, though, so you can hear.
You sit in a chair. You see so many 100 degrees. Cold here. Shaking the prison. I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. And in front of me is Andy. This is so I'm in my bottom of it. I have to get my bottom of it. And he's frothing out and screaming. He's very angry with me. Because I help people who are wounded and enemies. I don't know how to fight the Chinese women from home. And he said to me, "What's the person talking? I love to eat and scream at him. I said, try to live here and burn my life in the car and shoot you to death and move you to the end of the world." I really don't want to do that. And I said, "Would you shoot me before you burn me? Please." I was in the middle of rocky ground. I was in the middle of thorns. Very little. God sees it and take hold of it. And I was just saying to myself,
All I need is 30 seconds.
I'll talk to my children and say bye to them. Father Tom comes up. He says to this man who resisted, he said, "This guy, I love you." Put over him. Put over him. Love God can come in. Put it around him. What we're doing is they put you in one school for a program. It's a place, it's hard to explain to you. The more people go to the meeting in the last year in Ukraine, it's a war zone. And I have to include it because it's all about us. What we do is we take courageous young men who are with us many years and they take wheelbarrows. You run a gauntlet. Some make it, some don't. Get shot. There's thousands of children getting fed every day in the middle of the worst war. I'm trying to record it here. Because of like Ukraine war and all of it. I don't know how to think anymore. It's been 24 years on Berkeley Army. I mean, thank you. We need your help. We're doing the best we can, and we're doing, as Father Tom said, we're the only group that got 5 of the most notorious gangs to sign a peace agreement. Peace agreement. I'm not Henry Kissinger. I'm a student from Lafayette College with Renton. Yeah, what am I doing here? I don't know. But you've been with us a long time. I want to thank you, and God bless you, and we just love you for your support. Hey, buddy.
Is it better without the mic?
I don't know. Did you hear me? Yes. Okay.
Doug said it's better not to use the mic. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Oh. Okay, I'll use sign language with you. Use the mic or not?
No.
No? But I just want to end by sharing with you a story. It's my signature story, but maybe some of you have never heard it before. But it's part of my spirituality. Because when I was growing up, I lived in a tiny row house in a blue-collar neighborhood in Philadelphia. My mom or dad were Irish. My dad used to like to sing a lot. Matter of fact, he sang a little too much, if you know what I mean. I can still see him at the kitchen table. He didn't want to be bothered by anybody. There's cheese and crackers, there's little bottles of beer, and it's filled up with paper. And he'd be singing an old Irish song. Ah, a little bit of heaven fell from out the sky one day. The angels came and they picked it up and they called it Ireland. I don't know if you ever heard that song. There was a little boy, I was fascinated by the concept. I said, Dad, how's it possible a little bit of heaven can fall from the sky and be here? He put his paper down and he looked at me and he said, now that's a good question. I'll tell you what a little bit of heaven is. A little bit of heaven is being with you. A little bit of heaven is being with your wonderful mother and your brother and living here in our fine house with our friends and our neighbors and the church down the street. Well, a few minutes later, he put the paper down again and say, come to think of it, a little bit of heaven is having you far away from me and not bother me for a while. But there isn't a morning that doesn't go by that I don't think of what my Father's words were and how I say, Lord, help me see that little bit of heaven today. And I also think of what Mother Teresa one time leaning over said. She said, don't give in to that temptation that you're not doing something significant about this world of ours. Don't feel overwhelmed by all that you see and hear. Simply make a resolution that the next person who comes into your space walks away a little better and a little happier. You see, my fellow missionaries, we control our own space. We can control a little bit of heaven, a little bit of hell, but we decide. And the way we create a little bit of heaven is saying, Lord, let me see in that person what you see in them. And that eventually will lead to our experiencing a little bit of heaven. So I pray for all of you today. I pray as Doug, thank you, Doug, for your words. And I pray in gratitude for all of you for what you have done for us. And Mike and Fran, there's not much I can say except Becky's here right now and she's nodding her head. And we got a great school down there, thanks to her and her inspiration. But anyway, God bless you and God love you. And our Lord told us to come to Him when we were needy.